Hi, this is Randa with Prairie Quilt in Hennessey, Oklahoma. I want to show you a few features on the Creative Icon and the Performance Icon that you may not know about. Let's go over here to the screen. We're on the straight stitch. And you should be using your straight stitch plate if you're doing a straight stitch on the default setting, or if you're doing embroidery. Embroidery, you want to use the straight stitch plate too, because it's less likelihood for the stabilizer or the fabric to be pulled down into the bobbin case. Here's where you make your stitch longer or shorter. And normally there would be an arrow. You may not be able to see it right now because it's grayed out, where you would make the stitch, change the placement of the stitch on the screen. You have 37 different positions that you can change it to. But the reason that it will not show up here is because I have the straight stitch plate on. So let me show you where the zigzag plate is, because that's what you'll need if you're changing your stitch. Here you go. That's a zigzag plate. It's a 9mm plate, and we're just going to change it. You have a little screwdriver that comes with your machine. Put it in this little left side. It pops right up. Whatever plate that you're not using, just store it right here. There's a little place just for it. Now we're going to put this on. Just snaps right in. Put our bobbin case cover back on and slide this in. Now you'll see it says the straight stitch needle plate has been removed, but stitch with safety is still active. Touch OK to turn off stitch with safety, or touch cancel to keep stitch with safety. We're going to say OK. Now we have the arrow. Now I can move the stitch wherever I want it. So that is to move the straight stitch. You have no width on a straight stitch, it's just a straight line. If we go into a zigzag stitch, you cannot use that zigzag stitch. It will not open for you when you have the straight stitch plate on. And this is where you change the length. This is where you change the width. So this icon has changed. But to get to the icon, to change where the position is, you just touch this and hold. And there is our arrow again. So I can move the stitch, and it shows you on the screen when it's moving. Okay? You have a 9mm opening, so you can move the stitch anywhere within the 9mm. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.